Hello, underwater tubers, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy Renaissance Black Mage Edition with me, BlueAnkylo. We got a little bit of fighting in between episodes, nothing crazy. Basically just enough to buy the Brack spell, which is good, but kind of funny that we learned it so late when we've had access to a better version much earlier. Blue magic is funny. Anyway, I still don't have Glare or not Glare, I still don't have Dazzle or Trance. Maybe we'll get Trance today. It is perhaps the best blue magic spell we're gonna get, but we don't need it. It's just for fun. At this point, we don't need anything. But let's get going here. We got some water enemies to fight. Did I change anything up? What was I going to talk about? Well, we do have Thunder now, which is real good underwater. And Earth is pretty bad underwater. So that's nice. Blizzard also works well. I picked the grass set, actually, for sampling. Because we have Wind, which should work. Fire, which will work against ghosts. Non-elemental with paralysis that should work against underwater things. There's no AoE lightning. So I'm like, mostly ghosts, but also something useful. And an AoE heal. That's pretty nice. We already get the usual water stuff, which is mostly garbage in underwater mode. Although Pressure and Bubble Curtain are both pretty powerful debuffs. So I'm not too sad to have those. Anyway, this fight will just lightning 2 through. It's fine. Good job, Water Spout. I am trying to look up, because I found a place where you can look them up, the rarer terrain spells that you probably will never see. Or if you do see, you won't know what they do. We're just gonna take these fights, I think. I don't really see a real reason to skip any of them. I think, yeah, we did Water Spout last time, which was just a little bit of damage. What we're looking for special water magic... Yeah, Pressure Down helps a little bit, at least. For random ones. Underwater, we can get Water Solace, which is an AoE heal and Asuna effect. So you can cleanse the whole party and heal them. If you get lucky. So that's weird. You can't rely on it. And then there's an Abyssal one that's AoE Abyssal Dark, which is AoE poison and can inflict darkness. That's also pretty good. The thing is, they're pretty rare. So you're not going to see them very often, and probably not when you want. Maybe when you don't want. You get healed when you don't need healing, and you'll get damage when you don't need damage, kind of thing. But that's... We've talked about it plenty, but... kind of the major downside of the random terrain is kind of hard to rely on it. Even when it's somewhat decent. But yeah, I'm very much enjoying this group. I did a little bit of testing with Bluff, just fighting giants and zombies and stuff. As our level is going up, that was Water Solace right there. That's that rare one, supposedly. The AoE heal plus cleanse. So, nice, right? It does work pretty well. It's like 200 health. But that Bluff effect was really in effect there. Bluff is getting cracked. I don't know. I don't have the words. I don't know how else to describe it. It is getting out of control. This is not a very good turn to use it, because we're swinging, which is dumb. I don't know why I'm swinging. But doubling your intelligence, boy, is that good when you are trying to insta-kill stuff. It's decent for damage, like, don't get me wrong. But what it's really good for is inflicting death, the death element, or the death effect. So, highly recommend going Black Wizard plus red or blue, or anybody that uses intelligence and spells to kill things instantly. Because we're only, what, level 27? Getting up there. For New Game Plus, this is nothing, but in normal mode, we're kind of at, like, probably could go win the game time, right? But, yeah, we are doing well, let's just say. The Black Mage or Wizard, but I mean the Black Mage gets Bluff. I actually think they are really, really good in Renaissance. Obviously, better when they're not the only spellcaster, so they really want to be paired up with one of these three. Maybe a summoner, but summoners are kind of the worst of the mages. But anyone that does magic damage, boy, does the black mage just love to boost that intelligence. I think they actually work best with either Geomancer or... I think Geomancer's a little bit weaker than the others, although very strong. I think, honestly, it's Blue Mage. They get tons of intelligence, which you can double. More than a Red Mage. Like, the Red Mage's intelligence isn't crazy, unless you min-max the levels. But the fact that the Blue Mage, I think, gets perfect intelligence growth, and you can double it, plus they have very strong spells and insta-death spells. Blue plus black! It's a dream team. Pretty happy with that. If I was trying to make my strongest party, I mean, you'd have to ban the Time Mage in general, but if you ban the Time Mage, blue plus black might be in it. I think some tank up front that's better than what we've got would be nice, but yeah, I mean, like, I show it off if I want, but these guys could be killed by stone poison, or whatever you want to call it, the stone gas, stone breath. It's very likely to work with Bluff on a very high intelligence. That's like 88 intelligence on the Blue Mage right now. I mean, sure, we're going to kill them with lightning, but it's just a damage boost for the damage spells. Okay, the turn order didn't really help me out. But I can almost guarantee you the stone poison would have killed probably the whole group like that. They don't have very high magic resistance. And our intelligence stat is already doubled to 88, basically, which is a lot. Whatever the math, the calculation is, it's a lot. So, yeah, pretty cool. You can also, like, Red Mage, Black Mage, also great combo. I wouldn't be surprised if these enemies actually resist poison. But let me get some level 8 charges while I'm thinking about it. They're weak to ice. Which is not something I was able to bring in, but we could try to paralyze them. They shouldn't resist non-elemental, because nothing can. So even this should boost the Geomancer, so the status affliction are more likely to hit, if that's what you're going for. Like, the damage is good with the boost, but it's these statuses. Being able to hit 3 for 3 paralysis is no joke. Yeah, I'm really happy with the bluff ability. Now, the Black Mage can kill stuff just fine. Like, they're a great sweeper. But I think what it really does for me, the reason I've been so excited, so happy about this, is although we have lots of spell slots, and our levels are going up there pretty high, the bluff ability is so good as a backup that you don't spend any spells. It kind of extends the life of the Black Mage's spell slots. Or does that make sense? You can take more random encounters. You don't have to run as often because you just win. Like, this is a big group. That might be kind of scary, right? Let's just take some random stuff. I guess we could weaken them a little bit and just bluff them up. I feel like poison or stone will probably kill the whole group. Sure, we get the attack down. That just gives them a little bit of a debuff for a little while, so we take less damage. Doesn't really matter. Red Mage, not as crazy intelligence, but has some kind of special status chance. I don't know what the numbers are. But I think without Bluff, it would not be a guarantee. Like, it's still pretty good odds. But taking Saboteur, however this works, reduces the chance of the spell being resisted. And double their kind of weak intelligence. Suddenly, it just hits through almost anything. I mean, if enemies resist, it's not as likely, obviously. Like, it works best when they don't resist the elements. But we have quite a few options right now for insta-death. Bane is good, and the Blue Mage has a bunch of other ones as well. If the Red Mage could learn Quake, Rub, Stop, or like the level 8 one, Stop or Zap, oh, it would be just crazy. And the Time Mage can. So bluffing the Time Mage would also work. But, I mean, the Time Mage doesn't really need it at this point. But I think these guys actually resist Earth. We can check. Lobster. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the water enemies by default should resist Earth. Hard to drop them in a hole in the ground when they swim. So it's not the best against them. But it's possible with a bit of bluffing and enough levels that it will hit anyway. Ooh, yeah, lobsters hit hard. Bad turn order. Still, Bane one-shots the whole group. So that's something that I've not usually relied on. Like, I usually just go with damage to win these random encounters. And you still can, of course. Even on New Game Plus, we can deal enough lightning damage to kill them. But what I was thinking was, I think last episode I was talking about how Geomancer doesn't really get lightning spells, and we don't get very many for the Blue Mage either. It's pretty rare. But we have other ways of dealing with very high HP enemy groups. Yeah, we'll give this to Kimari, second from the top. Lots of HP, but second most likely to be hit by single target status spells. I'll probably give the final one to Lulu. Once we get there. So yeah, like these guys, these Gersharks, especially on New Game Plus, they've got a lot of health. They do not have enough magic resistance, though, I can tell you that. Yeah, there you go. One shot with one spell. The bluff costs us nothing. The level, whatever slot that was, costs us one spell slot. If we went with damage, I'm actually pretty sure it will take more shots. Interestingly enough. I'll still bluff it, but I don't think... I'm not sure if a Thunder and a Lightning 3 is enough. Lulu would do a little bit more damage, of course, but trying to be efficient here. That's a good pick. Well, Thunder is very, very strong, so with bluff, yeah, that's still pretty good. Blue Mage plus Black Mage, what was I saying? Because that's 90 intelligence boosting a 152 lightning damage, which is, I think it's plus 50% against weaknesses, right? So that's a 225 base to 250 with an 88% damage bonus, or no, a 45% damage bonus after bluff. That would be, what was that, 225 plus 75% is, let's say 350 to 700? Is that the kind of damage we were doing on that fight? Something like that. Pretty darn good, anyway. Oh yeah, here we go. Here we go. Well, let's try that curse spell, you know, maybe. They are resistant to all the normal insta-death stuff. Probably not going to work. So we'll go Blaze. Maybe this is where some focus pressure would be better than just damage. We could get them with the Tanglevine Paralysis. The non-elemental. This is why getting Trance on the Blue Mage would be so nice. It's definitely possible that like Nuke or Fire 3 is a better play here than going for Bluff. But Bluff always goes first, which means the other casters, assuming they get good turn order, are much more likely to win this instantly. Especially Tanglevine. 4 out of 4 Paralyze on Ghosts that you normally can't hit with stuff like that. And then Blaze one-shots them anyway. So, yeah, Bluff. I feel like I've made a pretty convincing story, right? Did I... The Water Bell is maybe on this floor? I think the bottom left one here is the Trident. I haven't used Geomancer very much, so it's... I haven't memorized where all their new stuff is. Yeah, that's the Trident. I think maybe the top room. We didn't even get to try the curse on those ghosts. It died too easy. We can do another round of Thunder. Just for big damage. I do like... Part of it is like, I like big damages, right? We got the big heal. So yeah, Red Mage, Lightning 3, not great. Thunder doing better. Interesting. I should put defense in a higher slot there. Doesn't really matter that much. But yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at. I think, yeah, this fight would be easier to kill, easier to win. They've got so much HP. You're better off just going with the insta-kill, I guess. But seeing as we've already done so much damage, we'll finish them off. Yeah, they're almost dead. You wouldn't have that problem on normal mode. That's a New Game Plus problem where... Huh, where is the bell? I mean, I can look it up. We'll kill the Kraken. I can't remember where the water bell is. We need it. I mean, it's not... It maybe is one of the least effective ones, because almost nothing in the game is weak to water. Very, very few enemies. And sampling water... I mean, sampling this area is not bad. It's more for the magic damage reduction, actually, which is really good. Okay, let's try this the other way around, where we go for the insta-death. We should have enough spell charges to just one-shot kill our way to victory. It does feel really nice for those to hit so reliably. I mean, I only hate insta-death spells when they don't work, you know. When they work, they're great. Alright, let's see how we do against Kraken. Normally, I'd be going for, like, ruse strats, but I don't think we need to do that. We actually didn't get slow 2, interestingly enough. I didn't take slow 1 either. But hold should have a pretty good chance to get her. Him, her, I don't know. Yeah, I guess I don't have a... I thought I had someone with slow, but maybe I forgot. Oops. Oh well. We also might just get an insta-kill anyway. I mean, to be honest, there's a pretty good chance a Convergent Thunder is gonna just destroy this thing. Pressure is also very good when you get 8 attacks. And we have another way to get a paralysis as well. I think I'll do pressure. And... Oh, there's my slow 2. I mean, if this hits, we win, right? There's nothing it can do. Done. I didn't even use the bluff. Yeah, 1 hit's not gonna come. We hit everything. We didn't even need the bluff. I've just been overkilling it. But, alright, that should do the job. We can go for a curse. We can just use, I don't know, maybe we just kill it anyway at this point. Might as well, maybe Geostorm, maybe Brack. It doesn't really matter. We've won. It's paralyzed, it's slowed, it got Spracked. We've got so many ways to just absolutely bully these guys. It is hilarious. Alright, where is that bell? I do need one of each bell. It's very important for our final upgrade. Bell, water, sea shrine, B2E. What does that mean? B2? You start on 3, right? Is 2 up? Did I miss one? I don't remember. Well, we'll find out. Doesn't take too long. We can just exit out once we find it. But yeah, I don't think the water bell is necessary. I guess that's one of the things with the bells, is they focus on damage. And oddly enough, this run is kind of turning into status afflictions. But you know, there's other ways. That Brack spell hitting the Kraken was pretty sweet, though. It's always nice to Bracken the Kraken. It's kind of a randomizer thing. Broken into pieces. I think the Brack spell, if I remember correctly, one of the big things about this spell, assuming you don't resist Poison Stone in the basic game, it's got a very high hit rate. It's like a very accurate spell. And if our intelligence is boosting that even higher than vanilla, it might be really the boss killer. Is it like in this little room or something? These friggin' Sahogs can just bite me, man. Like, every single time. Nuke 'em. Get out of here. Yeah, 546, 584. And that's just intelligence boosted damage, nothing else. Which will... Is it? It's not in this. This is usually like 10 gold. We'll do the Bane strats. Seems to work really well on this one. Hey, Water Solace. That's a lot of healing. 300 HP heal to everybody. If you could somehow control that, like, that would be worth it. Like I think I was saying earlier, if that was like a, you know, below this 5th or 6th level spell that you only got like 1 or 2 slots on, I would take water way more. If those rare terrain spells were just limited to even just once on a sample, once or twice depending on how good they are, I mean, that'd be pretty sweet. I think that would be good. Maybe it counts from the bottom up. Maybe this is the 4th floor because it's upwards. I don't know how they count them. But I think I checked all the rooms here. Did I miss something? I know we got it the first run, so it's not... Hey, there's Abyssal Dark. That's the rare... I didn't see the damage on it. That's the other rare water one. We've seen them both. I didn't set up my curse in advance. Nuke 'em. Yeah, when a nuke's not enough to reliably kill a ghost, definitely a little dangerous. Yeah, we got all this stuff. Okay, yeah, it's gotta be down then. Sorry, I forget what chest I missed. I didn't pick it up, did I? Definitely not. There's no way I sold it. It does say on the guide, Sea Shrine B2E. I don't know what E means. Oh, I know what it means. There's a couple split floors with the stairs where you're kind of up and down. East will just be east, which is... I don't know which one that means specifically, because you'd have to zoom out the map further than you can see. East will be somewhere on this map. But I don't... There's no doors here other than that one, right? Oh, this freaking fight. This fight needs to be deleted, too. Get rid of this fight. This always slows you down. Even if you have Lightning 3, which instantly kills the fight. You have to click, 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 click all the way through all these spells, animations. And this is a fast animation. In the vanilla game, it's worse. But yeah, you can't go into that room. You can't run from this either. Maybe I'll get some level 8 spells queued up. I got a couple flares left. I mean, Fire 3 honestly might just be better here anyway. Shining Flare, pretty good damage. Yeah, can't be here. Well, there's a little room up here, maybe? I never checked this room, right? Because there's nothing here, but... What about over here? This is like some floor. I don't know which floor that is. Is this B2E? Oh, come on, game. Seriously. Good, we got Lightning 3. I mean, the damage is amazing, but please stop giving me these unrunnable waste of times. You've got more than enough DPS to wipe them. Okay, so this is technically B2E. I just missed it. Maybe the worst bell, though, so it doesn't really matter. But technically needed for the final bell. Gotta buy some heal potions, and then off to Mirage. We got ambushed. Don't feel like it. One little Ankylo all by himself. Rack him to pieces. Or run away. Your choice. Alright, let's keep the beat going. We could buy some more spells. That's one of the reasons I came here. I mean, we might be able to. See how much money I got. Alright, restocked. Let's sell anything we don't want. Light Axe. Harm 2 is just not valuable enough. I know people have told me I should use Harm 2 from the Light Axe on Ghost, but it's not enough damage. Especially not on New Game Plus. Is that it? Alright. Power Glove we hold on to. We probably won't need it, but we'll hold on to it. I never bought those bucklers. That's fine. We have one more ribbon to pick up. We probably want to hold on to the white shirt for emergencies, although I don't think we'll need it either. I can buy one more. Oh, dang it. The other level 7 spell for the Black Mage is back in on rack. Oh, well. Red Mage is not going to be able to learn any of these. Black Mage can learn 2 of them. I feel like Quad X is not good enough, especially on New Game Plus. So we'll be going Zap and Stop. Although I don't know why you'd ever use Stop when you could Zap something. Maybe, I think the accuracy might be a little bit better, but they're both the same AoE element. It's just, if this hits, they die. If this hits, they get paralyzed. It doesn't make much difference, but I always thought that was kind of weird. I'm still missing Trance and Dazzle. I do really like Trance. You can get it in Mirage. Or not, well, Mirage, I guess, technically, but it's up in Sky. Get one of those 2 Mud Golem and 6, what are they called? 6 Sorcerer fights. That's what you want to see. I guess I don't know if I tested out, like, Zap on a Black Wizard last time I played them. There's an awful lot of stuff we could test out, but it does seem like we get a little bit overpowered too quickly in Renaissance, especially New Game Plus. Well, no wonder I didn't buy these. Saber is almost useless. It's what the Power Glove does, but if you can only cast it on yourself, it's pretty garbage for a Black Wizard. But Blind is probably worse, so, okay. I guess we'll give them the Cat Claw. I forgot to buy, well, I didn't have the money, really. But we'll get them a Cat Claw, and then maybe we'll totally use the Saber spell. Yeah, definitely. Okay, yeah, so level 7 magic, not great. What was I going to say? I was going to test something. Testing how often Zap kills with the intelligence. It was always pretty decent. I don't think it was a bad spell in vanilla. It's just Nuke was more damage reliable, right? Like, you didn't have to worry about... wow. Didn't I buy a whole bunch of cabins? And houses? Why do I never have any housing? What is going on? Someone's stealing my houses. I think we can afford them now, but... there's not much left to buy. I guess 1 Cat Claw. Alright. Double Ankylo. Let's run. Alright, here we go. So, things to pick up. We need 2 more bells. Ribbon. White shirt, black shirt. I mean, the Thor's hammers. I mean, we'll pick stuff up. I mean, I'll just go looting. I'm kind of just having fun showing off my spells anyway. Let's convert up. Let's see. Could try crack. We have the Mirage Tower is pretty bad in terms of random terrain magic, actually. I didn't think of what to bring to this dungeon. Are nightmares secretly resistant to Earth? Is that? Why would... I guess they can fly, right? Yeah, they resist Earth for no really good reason, but I guess they have a fly speed in D&D. Sure. They're not normally a flying type, but sure. I wanted to check our melee damage too, see how we're doing with that. Lots of money. So, we're not going to get anything on this floor that we need. I guess the Vorpal Sword? Yeah, Red Wizard can equip that too, technically. It's the crit-based weapon that does less base damage, but crits can be fun, depending on your plan. Yeah, let's try a curse out, I don't know. Are Medusas immune to Earth as well? They're kind of Earth-themed. I don't know if that counts. They're probably not immune to being zapped. Looks like crack, and this is without a bluff, technically. That was 6 for 6? 7 for 7? Something like that. Pretty nice. Hey, there's that Beast Sword. Now, that might be interesting. Yeah, the Blue Mage can use that. So that's... you know, an upgrade. I might have forgotten that when I did my solo Blue Mage. Doesn't really matter. But, you know, it's an upgrade. Gets him another swing soon enough. Wind Glove, not what we need. Basically useless. Sadly, the Elemental Gloves are interesting, but they're not really the ones I would want. I would want access to something with, like, protection from paralyze, protection from stone, protection from rub, before you can get the protect ring, you know? The fact that they're protection from earth, water, wind, all the stuff that you basically never see, it's kind of unfortunate. Oh, I never recharged these. Well, probably should have, I guess. Sunbath is still useful, but... oh, while I'm checking, the special terrain we can get in this area, just, I feel like you guys might be interested. This is considered artificial, and this is a terrain type you have access to quite early. So, this is the same stuff you get when you fight Garland, actually. So, it's not a very unique terrain type in Mirage. I don't know why. I think this is the one that should definitely have lightning, but it does not. The two special ones that are rare are Chasm, which is AoE Stone Death. So I think that would probably work like this. Stone Elemental Stone Death, AoE. I think. But, you know, I've never seen it, so... or at least I've never caught it. Unfortunately, and this is a real shame, the other secret one is an AoE ally Reflect, basically like Carbuncle, which can totally mess up your strategy. So using a random terrain in these areas, although it doesn't happen very often, you can bounce your buffs and heals back onto the enemies if you're using Geomancer terrain here. One of the worst random possibilities, really. Reflect is cool when you control it, although situational and you have to plan for it. But if it's gonna be like, surprise, you don't know when it's gonna happen, and by the way, now you're dead, or you've healed your enemies, or given them all the fast or something, you know, you could really mess yourself up. It's unfortunate. I don't think that's a good spell to put on a Geomancer in general. And at the very least, you need to be able to select it, because then you might, because it's a pretty rare spell. Like, I think only the Evoker gets Reflect right now. I don't think even the Time Mage can do Reflect. So it's just... I mean, does a Green Mage get it? Can't remember. Oh, here's a chance to get Dazzle. Maybe we get Dazzle here. Fire 3 here probably doesn't kill them all. We do Lure, a random thing, and... actually, do we have a... Absorb up actually might be better here. I'll do a Bluff. I'm pretty sure the Red Mage's Fire 3 won't kill. And there's the Dazzle we wanted. Hopefully that's enough. We're at a pretty good level. There's another Dazzle. I think that's very likely. And yeah, we didn't get the full sweep like I kind of figured. But yeah, okay, good. Yeah, Marble Armor, not bad. Not bad. I guess now what I want is a little bit of healing. Decent amount of healing, a little over 100. And a win. And tell me what I want to hear. Dazzle, yep. Cool. It's the same as Gaze, except it's more accurate. You know, pretty good against carry. Not too much else. There's another way to cast Lightning too. Basically obsoletes the Zeus's Glove. A Sun Sword, though. Either red or blue mage. So we just got the Beast Sword, and then you get a sword that's a little bit better, but kind of a niche undead. There's not very many left other than those vampires and... Well, I guess there's wizard vampires and some zombie dragons, but there's not a lot of undead. Beast is a weird one, because not a lot is weak to that. 30-35, though, I think... Actually, we need one more level up. Once we get... Because right now, -5 is 95, so if we do make a swing, we would lose one attack. Yeah, one more level up for both of these guys, and then we can switch over... Well, we can do melee damage. I mean, it's not what it's not my build, but in theory it works. Now the wind bell, yeah, we could bring in. We're pretty close to the beginning. Let's bounce out. Bounce. What do we want to bring for a terrain into Sky? So Sky, once we get there, has single target lightning, AoE non-elemental, and a couple buffs. Well, a debuff and a buff. So we'll get the lightning bell. Is there anything with wind that we might get a temporary use out of, just so I can show it off? It's probably just grass again, actually. Maybe sand? Desert gives you... Where is it? Earth, wind, AoE. Earth, water, insta-death, but dumb. Earth, water, dark. It's got a couple AoEs. And then the AoE blink, which is pretty good for your friends. Desert's interesting. Forest, I think, is pretty bad. Grass does give a single target wind, but I don't think there's an AoE wind. Once again, kind of proving that the wind bell isn't very good. The only AoE wind is in the desert, and it's wind earth, which means most things like wind. In theory, some of the flying creatures are weak to wind, but they will probably resist earth. So, woo. Yeah, there's not a lot of things I would sample here. The best, honestly, is the underwater one for the bubble curtain, probably. I used that a lot last time. Or the healing, if you want some healing. We have crack already. I mean, don't tell anybody. It's a secret. But right here is some grass. And we can use that. I'm gonna use a house to go in there. We finished the Mirage portion, basically. So now we use a house, recharge. Yeah, you can see the sand ones here. I don't think I ever talked about the desert secret ones. You know, there's a lot of these. I haven't been looking at them the whole run. In the desert, you can get a burning sand, rarely, which is earth and fire. Or Maelstrom, which drops all enemies' HP to 1. Great. It's like the tornado effect from future Final Fantasies. Sure, we'll roll for it. Maybe we get one. I don't know. Nah, we just kill them with a better spell. Not surprised. Okay, we'll have to convert some more level 8 magic for the red mage. If we want it. Oh, I didn't move anything around. Theoretically, like, if someone wants Thor's Hammer. I could have bought a Cat Claw by now, too. We'll maybe get one when we leave. But, yeah, the ability to cast Lightning, too, I don't think really matters. It's a weaker version, right? Because it's not... it doesn't get boosted by your intelligence or anything. Probably not the skills, either. We can just AoE these guys down. I'll save. So this is my wind element, basically. That's the only one I've got. I can boost that with my bell, I guess. We'll just do a random train here. I should equip the wind bell. Just to have it. I think the blue dragon might be weak to winds. I'm stretching. I have a feeling fire, ice, pretty reliably good bells because you know what they're good at, and there's good fire and ice sweeper spells if you want. The other ones, earth and water and wind, are pretty niche. He is not weak to wind. Yeah, the number of enemies weak to wind is not big. I'm having a real hard time thinking of much. I think, oddly enough, the Lich is. I don't know why the Lich is weak to wind. Doesn't make sense to me. I guess it's just bones. They blow around or something. I think we had a preemptive strike. Let's just leave. Yeah. No need to fight every single battle, but it is good XP. Here you go. If I had an AoE lightning spell, we'd be laughing. Which everyone except the Geomancer has. Sorry, the Geomancer. Yeah, mechanical units are weak to lightning. They're technically a mechanical humanoid for the rare situation where the humanoid effect matters. Should probably try to keep the Red Wizard alive. They've got the life spell. So if they die, I can't do anything about it. Alright. Lots of mummies. Good XP. We did bring Shining Flare. If I had the Fire Bell equipped... Oh, well. Can't predict everything. I guess there's a lot of things weak to fire, right? So Fire Bell and a Fire... That's probably a good generic sample. Because this group is not that uncommon. So, although we fell asleep, but, you know... In theory, that's like a reasonable thing to bet on. It's gonna happen. Alright, let's deal with our blue dragon. Which is also weak to fire, right? Everything's friggin' weak to fire. So we can do the Convergence Blaze, do tons of damage. And this is where having the bubble thing would be useful. The underwater terrain to defend. Or we just kill him quickly, but we got the paralyze anyway, that'll do. No problem. Level up! Okay, Sky. This floor doesn't have anything super valuable, but we're looting. I don't like fighting bad men that much. No room for the armor. When I left, I probably should have sold this stuff. The wind glove is worth 1. I don't think anyone can equip these. And I'm actually pretty sure the worm armor isn't worth very much anyway, because the extra stuff that got added in by the modder is actually usually not very valuable for gold. Now, we can save a few steps here. These floors, very central. If you warp back to the beginning, you generally save a fair number of steps, if that's what you're into. Gurnagas. Could probably go for insta-death. Might be fun. Sure. I don't think they have crazy HP, but works. Money, 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 heal potion, money. Golden Axe. Should be worth lots of money. We'll go for another insta-death, maybe? The eye doesn't have that many hit points though, so it's less important. Meteor shower. Oh, that's right. We're up in sky. I forgot to show off the new terrain effects up here. All right, this is a good one. We'll get some XP out of these guys. So we get plasma, single target lightning, meteor shower, AOE non-elemental, theoretically like nuke, but not as strong. Random status. Hey, that's kind of familiar. Sounds like that red wizard spell. And one of the more busted abilities, if you're doing damage in an all-magic group. This might be what we want to bring to Topher. Maybe. If you're going offensive anyway. Offensive damage. So theoretically you can spam that, and these guys are weak to... I guess, like, ultimately you'd actually bluff plus that, and it should stack. Blaze you need to go later, but we might be hitting over 1,000 damage blazes. Especially with, like, a convergence or something onto a single target. Not that that would be very effective against slimes, but yeah, the 30% magic damage boost plus your intelligence boost, and a really high power spell, maybe the enemy weakness as well. That sounds like a crazy amount of damage. Maybe a summon if you really want to go that route, but those are kind of annoying. I don't need the protect ring, we can leave that. I mean, I don't need most of this stuff. I guess the protect cape we'll get, that's okay. The top row, whoever's up at top, definitely gets hit a bit. The ribbon is to the right. Maybe we just do a normal swing here, see how that goes. Should have bought that cat claw. Stardust, paralyzed. So that's just a random status effect. You never know what you're going to get. In terms of the rare ones, we haven't seen them yet. But we might see Void or Cavernous Maw. I think this is just... Oh, there it is. I did need to check this. That's good. I actually ran out of equipment slots. That's kind of funny. We don't need an ice sword anymore. Like, we ran out of weapon slot. That doesn't happen too often. I usually clear those out before we run out. Rock golems. Rock lobsters. No. Different things. Oh, I forgot to convert again. Let's get that. Might as well go for the swirly on the thing that's weak to that. We could go Stardust Crusader, which is just for fun. Just for lols. I don't know what statuses it gives, but maybe we'll find out one day. Nothing. Great. Amazing ability. So glad I tried it. I know they're pretty resistant to most elements other than, like water. Whatever. They're probably almost dead. Maybe. Yeah, definitely. I was going to change equipment, though. I forgot about that. Sun Sword now is going to do a little bit more damage because of the hit rate. 2 more damage. And works against undead. Beast Sword is good enough. I did get a lightning... I have all the bells, right? Did I pick it up? Yes, thunder. Just not that. In theory, we can use that with plasma. Maybe that's a little bit better than the wind one, at least. I know what is weak to lightning, which is 1 or 2 things, at least. That's the one we really want. I mean, yeah, like a heal helmet doesn't matter. I don't think we need the money that badly anymore. Buster Sword. Sorry, man. Denied. Let's see how our, like, regular attacks are looking here, just for fun. Magic attack up. Could be really useful. Physical damage isn't bad, even. Blue Mage, Red Mage. Pretty sweet. And we do have access to, like, even more damage, right? If we ever need it. Right. We definitely want to switch... Definitely? It's the same absorb with slightly worse evade, but you can use it to cast ice too. But it does have some resistances, which might mean I should put the ribbon on here. Although that means the Black Wizard is only resistant to death, ice, and time. But that is better than only the Geomancer being resistant to death. So I guess that's a better combo than probably anyone else can get without a ribbon. Yeah, right? And technically, I can give him, if we need to, protection from status and earth, as well as lightning and fire if I have time, if I need it. I do think the white shirt is still worth picking up. It's better than a Zeus's glove. We have a pretty good way to get a lot of evasion if we need it. Will we need it? Probably not, but we can get it. And there's some more junk on this floor, but it doesn't matter. I've got all my bells. Let's get out of there. We got our ribbon, we got our bells, we got our shirts. I will get the protect cloak. Ooh, that's a lot. Sure. Kind of want to use non-elemental on man-cats, or I think they resist everything except time, right? Ice, death, earth, fire, lightning, poison, stone, status, wind, water. Yeah, even wind and water, which are new. Basically everything. Except time. Okay. So there's not a lot that they're kind of the closest thing to a counter my all mage party has, really. I can hit them with a stare. No, I could try a crack. We do have a non-elemental here. I guess what I'm really doing is nuking them, right? So let's just do that. I want to see if this hits anything. It does kill the Medusas. That's nice. The nuke, well, it's a nuke. It did over 500 damage to every single one. And that's only 50 intelligence. We can go higher. Hey, a wizard vampire. We got an undead slaying sword. We got a sun sword. Strahd should be scared. I equipped a lightning bell or a thunder bell. Probably doesn't really matter here, but sure. Sun sword, you dead. Wizard vampires are good XP, so when they're alone like that, juicy. Okay, let's drop the other heal helmets and pick up a pro cape. Pretty rare. That puts our front row character at 51 absorb. Not bad. There's nothing else in this room, so we do a little shortcut. And we don't need a katana either. We don't even have space for it, so what I'll do for this fight is my last swirl, but I'll try to boost him twice so we can just kill these guys with one cast. But turn order, not in my favor. Still, pretty good damage. So we didn't need the cosmic thingamajigger anyway. How are we doing for HP? We can heal up a little bit. We do not have trance yet. We're at the phase where we might run into some more trances. I'm not really interested in this fight. I guess if I get a nuke off, we'll use it, but this is not a good fight in general, and we can only do that like a couple times. I guess we should try. Alright, we'll use the limit here. No. There's one more thing we might want to learn, although this might be the better one. I don't want to accidentally kill the sorcerer. It's probably going to run away, honestly. You know what? I'm going to use that white shirt. What I want it to do is not attack anybody. And I will... I can slow to it as well. Alright. Least chance of dying. Okay, it did use trance, so that's good. We have a pretty decent chance of learning it now. Not, like, guaranteed, but I'd say pretty good. I didn't use the limit, though, so there's no it's not guaranteed, but it ran away after all, so we got one try, and we did get it. Nice. That was very, very lucky. Okay, cool. And that means I still have my limit for potentially our level 8, basically, best spell. I didn't get the one at the bottom of water. It's very random. We got lucky last time. The one up here is a little bit more... Well, a little bit less rare, but... Yeah. We're going to kill Tiamat first one way or the other. Well, I mean, we'll try to kill Tiamat. It's probably going to kill Tiamat. I can't believe we walked across the bridge with 0 encounters. Also, that's dumb. Okay, Tiamat is technically weak to poison. Congratulations, you guys are right. Someone is weak to poison. Not Tia 2, though. Also weak to stone. So, like, it is poison stone originally, but, like, you know. Do you really think she has any chance at all? Oh, I ran out of spell slots. That helps. We could do damage, I suppose, but that's not going to be what kills her, I don't think. It'd be funny to boost the damage a little bit, but honestly, between Brack and Bane, I don't think she lives. With our intelligence boost. Yeah, first Brack got her. With our relatively high-level mages with good intelligence, piercing through a lot of resistances, just... It's very difficult to survive that. I think we still save. I'm sure it would be nice if we had a time mage, but I do want that war mech. But I'm gonna go get a cat claw. I should save. I'm gonna go get a cat claw. There's nothing that could one-shot us on this. We could have been ambushed by 4 red ankylos, I guess. I don't think that would have killed us, though. We would have been scared. Yeah, I'm gonna buy some heal potions. That's, like, actually unrunnable. Should always try to land one step away. I'm also gonna go get my bell. Okay, there's our ultimate Black Wizard weapon. It's not that amazing, but hey, it's better than nothing. And we had some junk to sell, I think? Not really. I guess yeah, we can still sell these. That all the armor for sale? Holding on to the power glove is fine. White shirt is good. I could go buy the Zeus's glove again, but it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I think that's about as good of gear we can get. We could put a buckler on Kimari, but whatever. I do want to restock on heals. Nice. And some extra houses for... Just because I can. We can sell a bunch of weapons if we want. But honestly, we're just going to get rid of them all at the Bell store. Was there a Red Wizard quest that I forgot about? No, the Red Wizard quest was the level 8 spells. Not really a quest per se. Blue Wizard quest was the secret rare encounters. And Geomancer is this, and the Black Wizard was talking to Matoya. Very complicated. Lovely day. Alright, here. Give me my overpowered ability. Well, it does unlock an overpowered ability, but it also is just a really good bell. Back here. It's running away. Alright, there. That's our Excalibur, but bells. Cool. It actually doesn't do as much damage as you'd think. I feel like it should do more damage. Maybe not Excalibur, of course. But, I I think it should be at least Cat Claw tier, right? Is there any chance we use the Snicker Snack? I mean, I can carry it. It's fine. Sure. We've got enough space for these. I did get the Adamant, so we could go get Excalibur if we cared, but we probably don't. Yeah, I think 2020 and 1 crit could be buffed a little. Doesn't really matter, but it also maybe should just be weak, but technically give effective against everything like Excalibur, but just be much weaker as a base weapon on a class that only the Elementalist can equip it, of course. You're not allowed to equip it on a fighter, but they have very low hit rate anyway, so it's not... I mean, of course you're going to use their spells, but it seems like most classes have some sort of ultimate weapon that's at least somewhat reasonable swinging, besides the Massa. Okay, so if we're going to go do attempted blue magic... Oh, we're an hour in already? No! Running out of time. I guess we could try next episode. Because Topher won't take very long, really. We're basically done. I mean, there's not much left. Just styling on this this run. Very enjoyable run, though. Definitely fun. Yeah, I'd like to get the last two... The final level 8 magic doesn't even exist. Don't even think about it. But Inferno and Nuclear we could probably get. We don't really need them, not the way we've been playing, but you know. If I'm gonna go fight a War Mech, Blessed Bell means I boost anything I bring. He is weak to... not weak to anything, right? He's mechanical, so if you have a mechanical weapon, which there's like 1, 2 if you count Excalibur, but it doesn't really matter. No normal elemental weaknesses. Also regenerative, so technically the Flame Sword is effective. That's funny. That is funny, actually, Flame Sword. It's not really strong enough, probably, with 80 Absorb. Freaking 80 Absorb is kind of insane. This guy is going to be pretty scary on New Game Plus, so... we definitely don't want to underestimate him. I think we actually take the water... the 50% magic defense or damage reduction, because the nuclear ability is going to crush us. So I'll go pick that up between episodes, and I'll see you guys back next time for trying to get Nuclear and also Inferno on New Game Plus. Might as well do something for our last episode. That'll be fun. Yeah, Magic. It's pretty good. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, folks.